Xania Monet is a new artist on the rise who has a promising future. She's currently one of the most added artists on US radio right now, plus she has millions of streams under her belt, plus a lot of love on social media. There's just one issue. She's not even a real person. She's AI.
Hit it, DJ!
Now, nothing that I said of this was a lie or was fake. This is all real. There's currently an artist on the rise who is an AI artist. Her name is Xania Monet, and she makes R&B/gospel music. Now, I've been seeing a lot of stuff about her on TikTok. A lot of people are really enjoying her music, and even after they found out she's not even a real person, the vocals aren't real, they're like, I still don't care. I'm still gonna listen to the music. I think altogether she's massed over like 12 million streams, and she hasn't even been out that long. Now, this fake artist is getting some real money. They just signed a $3 million record deal, but the thing is, who's going to get this money? The person who created Xania Monet. When I first heard about everything, I was incredibly confused, so I decided to do some research. Now, the person who created this was Talisha Nikki Jones, and she's a poet from Mississippi. Now, she made Xania Monet on the software called Senu. Is that right? Let me look at my notes real quick. Suno is a software that's been getting mixed reviews from my research. Some people really do enjoy the app. Some people who are even industry professionals, I mean, Timbaland, I think he did some work on it, right? They love it because it's getting them to, make great music, but it's cutting out some of the things that they don't want to do in regards to making music and beat making, right? This software streamlines the process of making music to make it a whole lot easier for people who don't really have a lot of knowledge in music, and a lot of people don't like that. And the thing about making music is it's incredibly hard to make it, especially if you've never done it before, right? Usually you have to either learn an instrument or you have to, get good at a DAW, which is like a software to make music, for example, GarageBand or FL Studio. To master those takes months, maybe even years, right? So a lot of people feel like, oh, they should still be able to make music, but don't have to learn, do the homework to, get to make that great music. They should just go in, press a few keys, and boom, now you got a great song, right? Which a lot of people don't agree with, which I do agree with that. I don't think people should get into the realm of making music without doing the homework, not doing their due diligence of learning the craft of making music, because it's incredibly hard, right? And as an artist, I have to toot my own horn, but I did get a 5 on my AP art exam in high school, okay? So I know one or two things about art. And even though I'm not making music, I was making digital art, there's those things that kind of apply, right? When it comes to making art, it takes time to learn. You're going to have to make a lot of bad art before you make good art, right? The idea to me of, eliminating that bad artist to make the good art, it just shows me that like the creator of this, while they say they really care about music, I don't think they really do care about music. And the beauty about art, in my opinion, is one of those things where you can't skip all these different steps to be a good artist, right? You have to make 1,000 bad pieces of art to make that amazing piece of art, right? And so I think it's incredibly weird to cut out the middleman. I just don't like that at all. And the creator of Suno was saying that he was trying to make music more accessible to other people, right? Which I don't really believe he's trying to do. I just think he's trying to make, good music, but the lazy way. I just don't like that at all. I just really hate this idea of we're just downgrading the process of art just to have more art, which I don't think is actually good to the consumer or to the creator. And a pretty prominent R&B artist, Kehlani, has also spoken out about Xania Monet, saying that she does not agree with it at all. She just does not get it. And I really appreciate somebody like a Kehlani speaking out against this, right? Because I think it does kind of encroach on, the real art, the real people who are, again, putting their blood, sweat, and tears into their craft. I have also seen a lot of conversations in regards to why is the first AI artist to make it big a Black artist, right? A lot of people feel like this is encroaching on Black creatives. What does it mean for Black creatives, right? Especially because it is very hard to be a Black creative. Black creatives don't receive the same opportunities as other creators of different backgrounds, right? So why is it that we have our own genre with heart and soul, and suddenly some 0 and 1s artists gets to come up here and have these songs and do all these great things, right? Why are their songs getting millions of streams? Well, there are other artists who are in R&B who are working incredibly hard who are not getting the same attention, right? I just think there's too much good R&B music out there for us to be consuming 0s and 1s. And if you really want to get into it, the Xania Monet music doesn't even sound that good. It doesn't sound real. It doesn't have heart. It doesn't have soul. Yes, there is a real poet who's creating the work for this potentially, but who's to say that she's not using AI to write these songs as well, right? If the singing isn't real, why would I expect the words to be real 100%, right? I just don't believe that. And also there's an issue in regards to crediting, right? Because this Suno app has gotten into hot water in regards to copyright because they're using the intellectual property of other individuals and the music that's being made. So now there are people on the software, like Talisha, making this music thinking they're making authentic music, but in reality, it's taking pieces from other people's intellectual intellectual property. And Suno's even getting sued by some of the biggest names in music, for example, UMG, potentially Atlantic. Some of the biggest labels are going against Suno because they're taking their intellectual property and putting it in these AI songs. There is no originality. And I know in art, nothing is really new, right? So you're like kind of repurposing whatever, right? But you're not even like really repurposing thoughtfully, right? You're not like critically thinking about how to make a good piece of art. You're just like literally putting in some words, zeros and ones, boop, and I get a song that sounds good. It really doesn't sound good, and the songs lack heart. They lack soul. These songs are not good. When I'm seeing these clips of Xania Monet, whether it be her singing or just hearing her songs, none of it sounds good. The words and lips don't even match with each other, right? Like I just don't like this at all. I don't like this for a multitude of reasons. I also feel like an aspect of celebrity culture died with Xania Monet, right? There's no who we wearing in the red carpets. There's not really interviews. There's not really get ready with me makeup things, right? Like all these things. Well, yes, they could technically happen. I don't want to see like a real person interviewing an AI. I would hate to see that. I'm sorry. Oh, I did to say an AI wearing Givenchy, an AI dress. I puke. Disgusting in my opinion. And I feel like there might be some people who are watching who are like, aren't they K-pop Demon Hunter singers AI? They are not AI. They are real singers, real actors drawn from artists, right? There are people in every single process of that movie, right? Songwriters, singers, actors, right? And with the Xania Monet, you just have this poet who's not really like doing anything. I'm so sorry, she may be writing some poems, but I'm like, is she singing? No. Do I think that AI singers are going to replace the real life artists? I really don't think so. And one of the biggest reasons why I think so is because there is an aspect of music, there's an aspect of life that you cannot replicate with zeros and ones. Rap views like Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, like Drake and Kendrick, you're not going to be able to get that with AI. And if we were to get that with AI, that would be incredibly corny, right? I'm thinking of things like Sabrina Carpenter, Short and Sweet, how that was inspired off of her dating, who was it? Shawn Mendes? Oh, we gotta get in the White Sea Girl. But like that, you're not gonna be able to get that. I'm thinking about Taylor Swift in this whole new album and nobody's liking it, right? But that, we're critiquing a real person, right? We're not gonna be critiquing zeros and ones. We're not gonna be critiquing this poet, right? I don't know, maybe she's like a real poet. Maybe she has like critical acclaim. I don't know. But I do think it's a little bit sketchy that you are a poet and you are making an AI artist. I don't know. Weird. I'm so sorry. Weird girl. Chaperone, Charlie XCX, all these artists who made music from their real life. Cardi B, right? Like there's so many art I can name off the top of my head, right? Oh my God, I forgot Summer Walker, one of the biggest R&B artists of our time, right? You can't get what she made from AI. You can't zero in one Summer Walker, right? I think the connection that people have with the artists in the music they make is incredibly important. And I think like stand-up, honestly, might actually save us in this one instance, right? I don't want to be crazy to say, because I know the girls hate the stand. They hate the stand word, they hate everything like that, right? But that could potentially save us in this instance, right? Because people are going to fight incredibly hard for their art in the connection they have with their artists, fight so hard that I think it will take a while for these AI artists to really get a hold of, you know, music or of culture, right? They may never even get that hold for it, because at the end of the day, people want to consume content from people. They don't want to consume zeros and ones all the time, right? When you're listening to these songs, these Summer Walker, these Cardi B, these Chaperone, these Charlie XCXs, people are relating to them, which is why they're drawn to them, which is why they listen, why they tune in, right? They have these connections to these people that AI can never replicate. Yes, this is incredibly disturbing. Yes, I don't agree with it at all. I don't agree with Xania Monet at all. But at the end of the day, people want to listen to people, and I do think that will save us in the end of the day. And that's all I had to say about Xania Monet. Tell me in the comments how you feel about her. Do you listen to AI? Crazy how my outro, my camera just stopped recording. But yeah, would you listen to AI music? How do you feel about AI music? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. I think that's all I gotta say. Y'all have a good day. Peace out. Bye. Oh yeah, and consume real artists, please.